Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's been a little bit since my last video, but that's okay. Life kind of gets in the way sometimes. I haven't been feeling great. If you want to follow along with my health journey, I welcome you to follow me on Instagram because I share a lot about it there. But today's video is going to be pantry organization in follow-up to my last video, which was my container store haul. So I'm going to be sharing with you different organizer systems and different ways that you can arrange your pantry so that it stays clean, organized, and so that you can find everything. So if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit subscribe. Give me the thumbs up on this video, and I hope you enjoy. So here we are outside my pantry. This is going to be the before. A lot of this stuff works really well, but there's some areas that are not working out. So starting at the bottom, this is kind of the main reason we are doing this makeover. Everything is just on the floor, and after I do a grocery trip, there's nowhere to put it. These bins get full, they don't stack, there's bags coming out everywhere, and it drives me crazy. But down here in these bins, this is where we store all of our unopened products that have not yet gone up, as well as our grocery bags, as you can see. So over here we just have some unopened kids muffins and stuff, crackers and miscellaneous things, unopened chips, and then just, this is an open bag of veggie sticks, some open crackers. Moving on up, these are all the kids' products. They're stored nice and low so they can help themselves. We are big individual bag people. It's not the most economical, but we like to grab and go. So I would say the most important thing here that you will see across the board is that I group like items throughout the entire pantry. So I group all of our boxed products, all of our bagged products, and then all of everything else is all grouped. So this is all like salad mix-ins and just weird things. These are some more kids products. This is all the gluten-free snack items. Gavin is no longer really gluten-free, but I still kind of separate out some of the bars and stuff. He's gluten sensitive, I guess you could say. So we have some apple sauces, some kids granola bars, some fruit strips. And here is some more snacks and breakfast items for the kids. We have some muffins, apples, and then individual portions of veggie sticks. We had a big family-sized bag that I broke out into individual portions and put them in there, so for easy grabbing. Granola bars, so again, grouping all of your items together, granola bars, and then individual bags of chips and cookies and stuff like that. So these are all stored very low so that the kids can help themselves, and I find that plastic bins slide the easiest as opposed to like an acrylic bin or a wicker basket or something. These slide really easily. All right, moving on up. These are things that the kids don't really need to get to. I'd rather they didn't because some of the baskets are heavy and have glasses and stuff in it. But over here we just have some more veggie sticks. It was a really large bag. I just have them in some OXO containers so they don't go stale. In the back there, this is our candy stash. If the kids are having a good day, they can get a little treat maybe, but I don't want them to see that, otherwise they're gonna want it all the time. See, these ones don't slide as well. Plastic slides a little bit better. And then we get to these acrylic organizers. They have all of our soups grouped, and then single serve things like apple sauces and mac and cheese and whatnot. And then we get into some condiments. So a bunch of different stuff in there. Some taco sauces, relishes, salts, different stuff like that. And then more condiments. So these are a lot heavier than these bins, which is why I keep them up top, and the kids don't really need to be getting into these things, so I want them up higher. All right, moving on up, we have our cereal. These are all in airtight containers as well, just to preserve freshness. Oatmeal, some animal crackers, and then we get into our side dishes. So some rice, and then potatoes and whatnot. Let's see. All right, and here we have some mac and cheese, some rice, some potatoes. That's all of our starches grouped in there. Again, everything slides really, really easily. using these containers. And then we have all of our pastas over here. And then going up to the top, these are things that we don't use as frequently. So our cookbooks, some backup paper products, paper plates, coffee cups, Ziploc baggies, stuff like that. Oof. And then all of our baking products. I'm not gonna take that down. So now that I walked you through the pantry as is, I'm now going to move everything off of the floor there and try to use this system here. Well, that's not gonna work. Let's see. That's a fail. Okay, so well, the good thing about this is it does come apart. Okay, so we'll just take this one off. So that fits in there really easily, like that, or like that. You could even put it like that. Heavy. As I'm looking at this, I don't even think that I want to keep these on the floor anymore. I also really want to get the sodas and the seltzer and the water in from the garage. I guess the only other space available is over the door. So I found this. It's an over the door shelving system that is actually deep enough to hold a bunch of boxes and containers. So let's order that. All right, so that's been ordered. So we will use that over the door organizer for a lot of these boxed things. And let's play around with this. All right, so I'm now going to transfer all of the baking stuff into a taller bin that became available when I moved the stuff on the floor. So this used to have just the chips in it, but the chips are now in that basket tower. So this is empty, and I think it'll be much better for our baked stuff. I also found these OXO containers in our cabinet. So I have 2 of these, which I'll use for sugar probably, and our flour. So I'm now gonna transfer everything in here and then into this bin, whoops, which will go back on the top of the pantry. Okay, so it is now 3 days later, and my pantry might look a little bit different because we've been eating our way through it over the last couple of days, but I wanted to circle back because the 2 items that I ordered from Amazon have now arrived. First, we have this. It is a 5-tier over-the-door organizer, which you saw me order. It does require assembly, so I will do that next. But I think this is gonna help me, as I mentioned, get all of that stuff off of the ground. So I'm excited for that. And the next thing that I received are these 2. They are plastic bag holders, because if you saw previously, everything was on the floor in one of these, and it was just a disaster. So I was able to take every bag that was out of there, which was a lot, and put them in each of these. These are from Amazon, as I mentioned. They're really cute color, and they were a lot smaller than I was expecting, but they fit so many bags, so it didn't really matter. And it's a set of 2. So I'm going to be hanging these in the pantry, and that just eliminated one of the big bags on the floor. And next I am going to assemble that shelf, and we will get into the rest of it. Okay, so as I'm looking at this, I'm realizing that it's better to do it when it's already over the door. So we're gonna try that. What seems to be really good about this is that you can control the height by just putting it on a lower little bracket there. So you can determine the distance you want between them, determine how high you want the shelves, and that's kind of cool. If you want things out of the reach of your kids, maybe you'll put them a little higher. So that's 2 in between. All right, so now I have some command hooks. Love these things. I literally use them all around my house, and I'm going to use them to hang these. So if you're not familiar with these, they have a hole at the bottom and you just pull out the reusable bag as needed. So I'm gonna hang each of these in there so that we have 2, and I'll just do that now. When using those strips, you want to be aware whether or not you have textured walls. I have a lot of success with those, hanging pictures around my house or different things, but it is a textured wall in there, and they don't really work that well in textured walls. But this is super light, so I don't think we're going to have any issue. But if you were hanging something that's a lot heavier, it might be a problem with it staying up there long term. And that's now so much nicer than having them on the floor. Now I'm gonna start filling this organizer here with these bins of the different box items that were on the floor. Again, I may need to adjust the height of these shelves as I go to fit the different sizes, and I'll also see if it becomes a nuisance that this moves, and then maybe I can look into mounting it. So as I'm doing it, I'm realizing that it's kind of a drag that you can't fit things this way. You could fit a lot more. You kind of have to put them all that way. Oh, okay, never mind. So as you start to fill it, it kind of starts to come away from the wall a bit, and you can then fit them this way. All right, so just by doing that, I was able to free up those 3 bins. Now, I'll probably keep one of these in here on the floor in case we have extra things that don't fit up there, or we do a big grocery haul. But otherwise, I'm going to put them elsewhere in the house, which is awesome. So remember when I said my goal was to bring in all of the beverages out of the garage? I can now do that and put them on the floor in here, which is fantastic. All right, and then we just have a few of these cans. There's not many, so they'll actually fit really well in that bin right here. And here's the finished product. I am so excited. This over-the-door organizer was a true game changer. So it was worth the 3-day wait. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please hit subscribe if you haven't already. If you have any suggestions, recommendations, feedback at all, I would love to hear it. Otherwise, refer to that description box for all of the items and organizers that I used, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.